Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so let's start off right here at the entrance here and show you exactly what's going on. Into the arcade room, we got these nice Pac-Man curtains. These were here last year. Right here on the entrance here, we have a bunch of different signs from arcade machines. Right here at the entrance with some lights around it. And then we'll start off right here at the corner here. So right here at the corner we have a extension vertical cabinet, as you guys can see here. This is from RecRoomMasters. Unfortunately, they're not in business anymore. But I do love this machine. It's running coin-ops right now. And coin-ops basically lets me play all of these games that are on here. You know, whether it be Dreamcast games, pinball, and stuff like that, on a vertical screen. And this is obviously great for games like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, and stuff like that. So really, really happy to have that in the collection. Then, of course, we also have the Street Fighter Championship Edition here, the Big Blue from Arcade1up. This is not modded. This one is stock because I love playing online and all that stuff, and that's exactly why I got this cabinet. So no mods on this one at all. Except for speakers, because the speakers on this machine were complete garbage, as we all know. So I wanted to add better speakers, so there are better speakers in there. And what's cool is that the speakers, actually I integrated them. They were just like $20 speakers, and I can actually still use the volume control and stuff on this one. So it feels like it's the same cabinet with just better speakers. And actually I forgot, I almost went by it. I did upgrade all the controls too. These are all HAP controls and buttons on here, so I forgot I did upgrade all those as well, because this is obviously a cabinet that we needed to do that with. So upgraded buttons and upgraded speakers on that one. Moving on over here, we of course got the Tron machine. We have the nice little Flint arcade sign right there for LED. And then of course we have the Tron machine. This is another one that I have not touched. I love the way that this machine looks. Not modded or anything like that. For now it's stock. Maybe one day that will change, but for right now I love the way that this one looks. It plays really well. I love playing Tron, one of my favorite movies, and having this machine in the collection here with how this lights up and stuff like that, which I actually forgot to turn these lights on over here at the back. You can see how that lights up there. I love the way that this cabinet looks. It did a great job with this one. It really looks great in the arcade room. Now, some of you guys may be wondering why this machine is basically a few inches more up than the other machines there in the corner. Well, originally I had the machines, there was two machines here back to back, and then there was just a little space in the middle, because basically I have like a sun pump behind that machine that doesn't let me push it any further back, so I didn't have a machine there, and I had two machines right next to it instead, up until recently. But the reason that this is pushed up is because if I want to be able to fit the machine that I want to fit in here, this is the spot it's going to go in. And that is a Guitar Hero machine that I hope to add in the coming months. And it's not only just going to be a Guitar Hero machine, I'm actually going to be also adding, it's going to be like my music machine. It's going to be a DDR machine. It's going to be all Guitar Hero themed with the guitars in the front, but I'm going to add my karaoke to it and also DDR. So it's going to be like an all-in-one music machine, which is going to be really fun. And it's 30 inches wide, so that's exactly the space I have there, which is why this one had to stick out a little bit, but it's not that bad. It's still easily playable. But for those of you guys who are going to be wondering in the video, sometimes you got to make space with what you have, and this is going to be my last machine that I have space for in here, unless if I get rid of something. So it's going to be completely full. Alright, so that's what that corner is for. Right now it's empty. And then, of course, right next to it, we have the Outrun machine, as we're looking at here. Love this machine. This is a fully modded PC. It has a 1030 graphics card. I don't need anything else crazier than that, because I just run racing games that are arcade racing games. So, modded it. It has all the pedals and the steering wheel is stock, but it's based on a PC mod. That's why you're seeing Daytona being played on there right now instead of course, Outrun. So it has Outrun 2, Daytona, all the Techno-Para games, everything that's arcade racers on here. It actually performs really well with this wheel, even though it doesn't have force feedback, and really, really excited about that. This machine is really fun to play. And it has ample room, since it's in a corner slot there, for people to come into the corner and kind of use their feet there and play that. Right next to here, of course, we have a sign for Galaga, and then we have our speakers here that we use for music sometimes in the room, the one that's lighting up here in the corner. And then, of course, we have our II arcade machine that's sitting right here. This is the original classic design, as you guys know. There it is right there. Some really fun games in the II arcade. You guys should probably all know about the II arcade, so of course, I haven't done any mods or anything to this one, since it's stock the way it is, and I have a lot of fun with this machine. I hope that they keep bringing newer and newer games to this, because the last few bit they've been adding just retro games, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of the other games, like the more modern stuff, because that's what I have this machine for. Moving on over here, we do have two stools, as you guys are looking at here. We have a two Street Fighter stools right here. They're the only stools in the room, because I don't want to crowd this space, so I usually get rid of my stools for other machines that I get, like the Tron stool I'm still trying to get rid of and sell off. But here is the Oliveira arcade. This is another RecRoomMasters machine. This is a big 32-inch machine with LED blinky all on this, so all these buttons light up, and when you start up a game, it even tells you and lights up only the controls that are actually being used for that game, which is a lot of fun. There's over 70,000 games on here. Every single game is on here. Both two-player, has a spinner, has a nice trackball that does light up when there's a trackball game being played. It's turned off because if it's not a trackball game, the buttons that are not being used are turned off. And it only lights up what's being used. So, really, really cool. Love this machine. Of course, it is PC-based. I think there's a 1660 in there, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a 1080p screen. Really, really happy with it. Again, really sad that RecRoomMasters is no longer with us, because the machines that I have from them have been fantastic. Moving here to the corner, we have a Mortal Kombat sign, as you guys are looking at here. And then I have my touchscreen computer, and I use this for two things. Though, if I get my Guitar Hero machine over here in a couple of months, I have a feeling that this machine will probably turn into what is on the screen now, as opposed to what I usually use it for. But sometimes I use it for jukebox to play music around the room. But like I said, when the Guitar Hero one comes in, if I end up getting that like I want to, this may not be used as a jukebox anymore if people are obviously playing music games that heavily in the room. So this will be used for what you guys are looking at here. And this was here last year. This thing is fantastic. As you can see, it's scrolling by. Basically, it is as you can see, it says my name up there, Your Gaming Techie's Game Room, and it keeps track of high scores. So you can basically come in here, and you can add whatever you want on here. I can customize it to whatever game I have in my game room. This is encompassing everything I have down here, not just the arcade room. So people can come in here, look at any of these games, and say, all right, let's say I got a new high score on any of these games here, karaoke, this machine, the Marvel machine, you know, Dance Dance Revolution, whatever it may be. You just tap, and it asks for your score, and you kind of just add it, and then you're kind of done, which is really, really cool. An easy way to add and add your score to stuff like this really easily. And you can obviously edit scores if you need to. You can see there, if you click on it, you can see everybody who's in first and how many things you're in first for. So this is really cool because I have a lot of different games across the game room, not just in the arcade. You know, Vectrex, this classic machine, you know, some board games that lend itself to playing two-player. So I love keeping track of high scores like this. And it's really, really fun to be able to do this. You know, we got some Wii Bowling on here. You know, just set this all up. There's a couple more I have to add, but look at this. There's a lot of different games you can come in here for a high score. So it's just a lot of fun to keep track of. So that's what's usually going to be on the screen if it's not playing jukebox mode. There in the corner there, we have my 3D fan. I don't know what it's playing right now. Who knows? We're not going to question what that is. But it does have, like, Pac-Man. It has a bunch of different 3D art. And you can see in the video that the fan, you can actually see the creases. In person, you can't see those creases. So it looks like an actual 3D image popping out of the screen. So it's really, really, really cool. Then, of course, we have my Neo Geo here. This is running the Hilo X mod on here. So it has all of the different games on here, as you can see here, which is really, really fun. Has all the Neo Geo games only. I didn't do the other hack that you can add a bunch of even more games. I just did the one that it comes with for Neo Geo games, because that's what this machine is for. I just want Neo Geo stuff on here. So that's what it's for. And I did mod these buttons as well. As you can see, these are the nice colored buttons. These are also hat buttons. I believe these are hat buttons as well. But yeah, the joysticks and the actual buttons were all upgraded, which is really cool. Coming over here is my NBA Jam 4-player machine. It's my only 4-player I have, so we can come in here and play some 4-player games when we want to. It has all the 4-player games on here. Actually, I have a bunch of different companies. I try to support as many people as I can, whether it be people on YouTube or companies out there. So this one is actually from Game Room Solutions, and this one's not that bad. You know, a lot of us have a lot of issues with Game Room Solutions. I've had my issues with them. I've done videos on it before. but some of their machines are, you know, not bad. They're not perfect, but they're not bad. And this one kind of falls into that category. I did a full review on it. Once you tweak some stuff, it isn't that bad. And now everything is running great. All the buttons light up, of course. I got 4 players. Has a bunch of different images on here that you can play with in a bunch of different games. So if I come into my favorites there, these are all the 4-player games that you can come in here really quickly and play with 4 players and have a really good time. So I love this because this is where all my 4-player games are. So we can play some NBA Jam, some NFL Blitz and stuff like that. It is running a RetroPie 4. That's what's running on there, so it's not a PC mod on this one. It is just a RetroPie 4, but it runs all the games that I want to play on it. Great. Nice open arcade sign up there that I've had. And then, of course, we have these LED disco lights here. I got one here and one above me right here to add some ambiance into the room. And then we got the Big Buck Hunter Pro here. So here's that machine right here from Arcade1up. Of course, this one is not modded. This one runs really great and is a lot of fun to play. A lot of people always gravitate towards this one. As you can tell, since I was running out of room and I had to fit certain things in the room, I had to move this over to the NBA Jam. The good thing is that it doesn't affect play in any sort of way because obviously the screen is completely separated from it. The control panel just overlaps a little bit, so I can't have 2 players playing that at the same time. But we got to make some sacrifices, obviously, with when you're dealing with you know, a room that has some tight corridor spaces in here. So that is how I work that out to be able to fit the other 2 machines next to it. And it works really well. There's no issues while you're playing the game. And like I said, this one's a lot of fun. It gets a lot of play. One of my favorite Arcade1up machines. Love everything about this one. This machine I have here is a Jurassic Park with my guns on here to play all of my different light gun games. This is also fantastic as well. And this one actually comes from a couple of different people that I use. So this is a Game Room Solutions cabinet. So again, this one went pretty well. This one has no issues at all. Everything works great on it. So Game Room Solutions cab with custom artwork for Jurassic Park, as you guys are seeing here. And then I have the Gun for IR guns. So you can see that the way that these work is they have these little LEDs that they look for on the sides. You put one on each corner here. And then these guns work fantastic, better than any other gun I've tried. So it works really well. Love the guns. I got them modded by the guy who does Gun for IR, and he was fantastic. And then the actual image that's on this machine I got from Retro Lizards Arcades. I'll have all these guys' links down below if you guys want to check them out. That's the image I'm using. So this has a bunch of different games on here. Light gun games from Xbox, NES, Nintendo Wii, Asmo Waves, you know, a bunch of different games on here. All light gun games, of course, only. And there's a lot of good stuff on here to actually play if you want to. So really, really fun to have that machine here to play all my light gun games on one cabinet. And then, of course, the last one we have on here is the new Golden Tee. This is the most recent addition into the room. This is the Golden Tee from Arcade1up. I've done a full review on this one already. I actually really like this cabinet, even though it has the issue with the, obviously, bad viewing angles, as you guys are seeing here. But luckily for me, it's a one-player machine, and usually it's just me playing or someone else. And when it's you playing, there isn't any issue with the screen, as you see here. But I wish they did use a better screen on it. We all do. So the viewing angles were better. But it is what it is. Online play with the leaderboard, not online play, leaderboard support is actually really, really fantastic. Trackball works well for me. Haven't had any issues after they dropped that update and fixed it for all of us. So yeah, having a really good time with that Golden Tee machine. And the last one we have here is a machine that I used to have, but it was completely redone. So I did have a virtual pinball machine before, but the Game Room Solutions version 1 of this is also a Game Room Solutions machine, did not work well at all. It was terrible. I hated it. I blasted them. They came out with a version 2 that basically improved everything I talked about. I did a full review on this machine as well. And this one is a lot better and a lot better quality in different ways and stuff like that than the original version 1 is, and I'm a lot more happier with it, especially since it has speakers in the front like that, which the old one didn't have. It has a screen hole so you can add the DMD screen that I have there. Much, much better, and I did a lot of work to this. There's a bunch of different tables on here. I have like over 400 tables now. 4K screen. I have solenoids inside. I have virtual surround sound inside here. So you get all the feedback and stuff like that while it goes on here. I have a actual plunger here, a virtual plunger that works as well. I have a shaker in there as well, which is also really cool. So the fact that there's a shaker in there, so it actually shakes certain tables and stuff like that, which is really cool. Really cool stuff. So I'm really happy with this one now. The difference that I did with the first one and the second one, because the first one was notoriously small, and this one is too. So I had to do some work on here. So my PC is actually outside this one. So there's a PC case back there. I don't have the PC in here. That way I had room for other things for here, like the shaker, like the solenoids, like the actual surround sound speakers that I have inside. There's two back there, two in the front, and two over there, and they're all being controlled by a bunch of those little boxes and stuff. And it works really well. Definitely recommend everybody do the surround sound if you can to a pinball, because it really adds a lot to the pinball experience in virtual pinball. So yeah, this has turned out really well. So yeah, guys, that is my arcade tour for 2022. I will, of course, have updates throughout the year, so make sure you subscribe and let you guys know when I have new stuff coming. There is a couple of machines already coming that I'm going to be giving you guys a sneak peek about right now, because my whole entire game room tour will be coming soon. But you can see here, the Guitar Hero should be going there as long as it works out. I'm still working out those details to see if I can get a Guitar Hero arcade machine in here. So we'll see how that works out. Obviously, you guys know I have some other arcade machines not in there that are outside here. Like this one's modded with all my fighters out here, with the Marvel area right here that looks really cool. And then, of course, the Star Wars machine that's here. That's modded with the PC that's also outside of here. This is not obviously in the arcade room. It's right in the movie room area. But it matches the theme because it's Star Wars and Marvel as soon as you walk in. But I also have something else coming in. I'm not going to show you the area, but in my other room, and I will be showing that in my overall game room tour, where I do my arcade room and I do the movie room here, and then the other room that you guys probably are familiar if you watch this channel. I will be doing a full tour at the end of May, and I'm hoping by the end of May that I'll have, if I don't have the Guitar Hero, I'll do that later, but I should have the other machine that I'm getting that I'm really excited about. From Retro Lizards Arcades. It's going to be basically a Mario Kart themed driving cabinet that's going to be playing all the arcade classics and even more than that when I'm done. Can't wait to show that off. Can't wait to get that here. I'm really excited about that. It's a few more weeks for that to come in, and I'm excited to show that off. So yeah, even though I showed you guys the arcade room tour, I actually have a bunch of arcade machines around the room. I have more in the other room as well as these out here and the arcade room that kind of just match the theme of each room. Arcades stay in there. These match obviously the movie room. The other ones match the other area. So definitely stay tuned for that, guys, when we do the full overall game room tour. But that is a look into my arcade room tour for 2022. Give me your thoughts on what you guys think. Give me your thoughts on the Guitar Hero arcade that's going to be coming in there, what you guys think about that I'm going to turn into also karaoke machine and DDR machine, which is going to be fantastic to play that in there. Let me know what you guys think about all the machines in there and how it's improved. I didn't actually talk about it in there before, but for all you guys who were comparing the other time that I did the arcade room tour real quick, when we first came in, there used to be a fridge in that corner. So things have actually changed a lot in that room, as you guys just saw in that overview, that you know, we were able to do. Because I used to have a fridge in there that took up a lot of room, so that's how I was able to add more arcade machines. I brought some of these out here. I took the fridge out of there because the fridge wasn't really doing anything for us. Was able to add a couple more machines in there. So now I think there's like 15 machines in there. There's 3 out here. There's a 3 or 4 in the other room. So really excited. So let me know your thoughts down below on everything. And let me know if there's an arcade you think I'm missing after everything you guys talked about and saw here. Leave those questions and comments down below, guys. I appreciate all the feedback. And thank you guys for watching. Until next time.